So over the past month or so, there's been quite a few updates to Rolescape, and I want to do a quick video just to showcase some of them. One of the changes that came recently was we have a really nice new intro video that does a really good job of showing what is new in Rolescape and showing, all the things you can do with it. So please feel free to share that around on the interwebs. However, one of the first things I wanted to show in terms of nice usability improvements is the ability for autosave. So when you're in, say, the Tome of Lore and you're editing something, you might go over to like another entry like, oh no, I've lost my edit, which would have happened before. But now when you come back, your edit is still there. In fact, even if you reload the page, your edit will still be there. This is really nice, especially if you're editing on like a mobile phone and you lose connectivity because you go through a tunnel or something. Your edits will still be there and you won't lose them until you actually purposely hit the cancel or save button. Another thing that's been improved is the show preview is now much more accurate and will actually show things correctly rendered exactly as they are when you hit save, which before there were some little differences. Also, you'll notice at the top here that some of the colors have changed on the categories to make them more distinct and visible. There's also this little magic hat icon that you'll see scattered around in different places next to currently names. And if you click on that, you actually get a name generator, and you can pick from different name generators. There's not so many at the moment. We're going to grow this over time. In fact, we're going to allow people to upload your own, so you can actually add your own kinds of generators. And so you can hit generate more, pick one, and it will use that for your name. So it's really handy for being able to name things. And these magic hat icons will appear in more and more places over time. So for instance, if we come over to the timeline, if I create a new NPC, I also have the magic hat there, so I can use it to generate names on the fly in game sessions, which makes for improv sessions makes improv sessions a lot easier. So here's a few of the different generators. Here's a Polish last name generator, and these start out just really as simple text files. So here's a file with some 3,000 or so surnames from Poland, and it uses them to generate Polish sounding names. You can create, of course, a list of names. I'll just pick one off the list, but you can also have it trained based on a set of sample words to create ones that sound like that. So we have like the classic fantasy, which you might expect to see in some sort of like Tolkien-esque world, and it will generate ones like this. But you can also do much more complex things, ranging from it's able to model really complex tables like these encounter tables from Hot Springs of the Dark of Hot Springs Island. This is one table. It doesn't look like it. It's actually a whole bunch, but they reference each other and have different variables. And this is actually can be made into a generator. I have one such generator working already. Or cool things like this magic item. This magic item from the magazine Knock number 1. This is already there. In fact, this generator is right here, and it'll generate things for you. It's super fast, and what's really nice is that all the content remains on the server side. So if you're a content creator and you don't want to share all, or you're a DM and you don't want to share all the details of what's going on with your players or people using your content, only the results are sent across to the client. This also makes it a lot more performant on lower end devices, or if you're on the go with, say, a mobile. And on that note, the adventure log itself also has seen quite some improvements. So when you're running a session, if you hit show full timeline, it now shows that timeline exactly as it shows up everywhere else. You also notice you can move items around in the timeline here, and you can delete items. So that's really handy. You can, during a session, basically have full editing control over your timeline. Maps have also seen a lot of improvements. So if I zoom in on this town, it looks pretty plain. We actually have a number of things that are marked out here. And of course, it can be hard to go, oh, well, where are these items? So we now have a view icon up here. So I can say I want to view all of the shape items. And it will show all polygons and lines, etc. They're usually hidden because that covers up the map quite a bit. Additionally, if you want to hide the point of interest markers, you can just go to the same place and click hide, and they disappear and you just see your map in all of its glory. And additionally, the same generators are also, of course, available from here with the magic hat icon. One final set of changes, there's now a setting to allow players to edit the visible Tome of Lore content. This means that your players can edit anything they can see. They can't create new items, they can't delete items, but whatever they can see in the Tome of Lore, they can edit. This is really nice for allowing the players to go in and participate in the process. It doesn't allow you to create or delete because that interferes with invisible items or hidden items from players, but this is just one more option for how you can engage with your players in a Rolescape. So there's a lot more coming in the next month, but just want to give a quick overview of what's happened semi-recently.